Hey there, my fellow students. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mind Over Magic, Episode 12, Oraculum of Power. So we have Susan here. And as you can see, as I said, she has a potential of level 4 fire because she's gifted. And let's look at her medallions. So, participate in a ritual in full. Cast in a classroom for power. This gives extra condition when sleeping. And then 2 days without craving recreation for nature. So, that will bring her nature up to 3, which isn't terrible, but I don't think she's worth keeping. Over Board Drake. Board Drake's medallions were conviction when sleeping, boosted speed, HP mana, and boosted HP mana. So, better medallions than Susan, even if his max fire ability is lower. Max fire ability is not too much of a... so the reason I have higher level fire is eventually you get access to a better cooking facility other than the grill pot, which is this one. The Dragon Walk. And the Dragon Walk requires that the cooks have a skill of at least 3. As you can see, requires fire 3. But because he already has fire 3, he already meets the requirements for the meals. So for a lot of the skills, so for the helpful helpers, the quilted harvesters, it's dark 4. A lot of them will have very specific skills to meet in order to do the thing. So for instance, some of the plants that are a little beyond the fog right now require higher level nature skill than might require like nature skill level 4. For instance. And you'll need a nature skill level 4 or a quilted harvester to be able to do those. Alright, we have quite a lot of things to haul. That's funny. The ooze came because of the meddler, the messy meddler, and now they're destroying beds. How far am I from creating better ones? I would need rejuvenate. I would need to research pick-me-ups, which at the moment I'm focusing on flashes of brilliance because I would prefer to have lightning rods because it sucks when lightning storms roll in and destroy everything. And to that end, I'm going to raise the research because it's been a while since my last lightning storm, so I think I'm due for another one soon. So I'll focus on that. So Pascal, how close are you to having a perfect day? You are very well recreated, so what he needs for a perfect day is to be tranquil, rested, and full at the same time. So right now he's tranquil. Where is he? Yeah, and he's going to be dancing for another hour. And then he'll sleep. In fact, I'm going to force him to dance. I'm going to micromanage him so that we get the perfect day. Where the hell did he go? I just told him to dance and he, like, walked away. Because the dancing takes the longest to fulfill. It's very easy to fulfill your hunger. You just eat one meal. So then after he sleeps, I'm going to micromanage it tomorrow so that we get him perfect day. I'm also going to need more wormweed pods to repel the fog, so we'll put shield on that. And then for Kai's medallions, Comfort of Beast twice, solo cast 4 more times, and those are the only ones I'm aiming for, so that's pretty easy. And he has 2 levels of dark to get. And then, actually, he'll have 3 levels of dark. Because as soon as he gets solo learner, his dark skill cap goes up 1. Would it be worth putting low-quality students on cleaning duties? Maybe, but only if the cleaning is required, because you have to consider, the more students we have, the more we have to cook for them, and the more we cook, the more spatter we create. So more students also equals more cleanup. And also equals more, you know, more cooking, more gardening for the ingredients. Students aren't free. They have their own upkeep. So throwing more students at a problem can just create more problem. It really depends on what you're bottlenecked on. All right, so in order to micromanage, I'm probably going to have Pascal sleep in. To remain sleeping so that he is well rested. So he can have his perfect day. So I'm going to send him back to sleep so that he becomes rested. And sort of ignore the schedule for the day. According to this, Boar Drake doesn't have anything to eat because I think we're out of gut berries. So I'm going to put the Vivifieds back on bitter gruel because I think we have a lot of bitter gruel. Yeah, we have 50 bitter rice, so he can eat bitter gruel instead. So now I'm rested. And to have a perfect day, all I need to do is eat. So let's go eat real quick. Oh, great. As a spectral rift pops up. Well, we're about to ruin your perfect day. Here we go. Boom! Great day. So Pascal just passed great day and needs to charge up 8 more lanterns for the last trial that I'm aiming to get. Which is super easy to do. Just run around, do lanterns. And, oh, this is going to be a torch snuffing rift. That's annoying. I hate those. Mana leechers. Alright, let's get at it. Just pull the band-aid off. Get it done. At least it's in front. It's going to be a little bit easier to cast on. And I can also... I'm going to slowly strike this one to slow it down so it takes its turn last. I don't think I'm going to kill it in time, but like... I'd rather have it take its turn last anyway. That way I can kill it this round before it gets to hurt us. Which keeps Locke from taking more damage. Unless I don't crit here. Please crit! Nah, we didn't crit. Oh, 6 points away. That is frustrating. Because now Locke is completely out of mana, being mana leeched. So he can't actually cast anything. I'm going to slow strike again. At least Locke's healed up. Oh, you're attacking... interesting. That's annoying. It's cleared. At least we're getting more powerful students, so that these regular annoying fights are way easier to manage than they were before. Because it used to be that those fights would really knock Locke out. Part of that was just because of the penalties of them not being able to cast defensive magics, but it's definitely gotten easier as we've gotten more powerful. So here, you can see that these ice flower planters are getting 98% sun. I guess I can move these windows down a little bit for more direct sunlight. And then these gutberry planters are getting 100% sun because they're directly under the window. So you don't end up seeing lighting like from windows. It casts these like little ghosty shadow things. As you can see, this little wire mesh box. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly where the sun will land. But if you have plants directly under windows, they will benefit. Okay, let's do a repel fog. Because it is closing fast. So remaining trials. You need to comfort a creature once. Let's just... I have so much sinew and ectoplasm. I guess I'll go up to 50 ectoplasm just so that I can comfort a creature. And for that, I need some small carcasses, so we'll do some hunting for that. So here's a new biome, because we pushed the fog back so far. So there's runewood trees, which require 4 to chop for a special runewood, which is... runewood is used to make some special refining beasts and to make a whole lot of like sort of end game stuff. Also trapdoor vines, another very important rare resource. These do not require high level harvest to chop, but they will entrap your people that go to harvest them. They won't trap, however, shield, because shield is a ghost. They will also don't trap shattered, as you can see. And they also don't trap quilted harvest beasts. So these quilted harvesters here have a harvest skill which will allow them to harvest things that are, you know, that are things like trapdoor vines. And then also fractal mold, which is another rare resource. The thing that I'll mention here is that trapdoor vines in particular, generally when you reveal them doing a fog ritual, they won't be very grown, which means that unless you push the fog back really, really, really far, you don't really have an opportunity to harvest them, because by the time they are grown enough, they've already been overtaken by the fog. So you need to really push the fog back a lot in order to get them. This one, however, is 100% grown. So I'm going to send shield after it right now, because I have 5 hours until the fog overtakes it. Because the seeds that they yield are very rare as a result of the difficulty of harvesting them. And then there's one other thing, which is the anemones, which can only be harvested at night. And if they're fully grown and you approach them during the day, they explode and they don't become harvestable. But they're not as rare as you can see. There's like multiple of them. Get it? Okay. The thing I really want here is not its material that it yields, but its seed. Its seed is way more important so that I can grow them myself. So I just grab the seed. I don't care about the thorn tooth. In fact, I'll cancel storing the thorn tooth and let the fog overtake it. The seed is the really important one so that we can cultivate it ourselves. And I just got the seed, so we're good on that front. So Kai just got a solo learner, and all he needs to do is pet one more refining beast for all of his things to be done. So for one more refining beast, I just need some wormweed pods. So we'll harvest some wormweed pods for him to be able to make ectoplasm. So that's Kai's remaining trials that I wanted to do, and then Pascal's remaining trials is some lantern charging, which is pretty straightforward. So here is 2 of the lantern charges now. And Kai just got his So he's done with his trials. The other 2 trials are not going to be achievable. So what I'd like to do with them then is to clear out more of the stone ruins before they become just faculty. Because there's a reason to do it. You might not know the reason, but trust me on this one. So I will send you guys down. Jack, thank you for the sub, and welcome. So Pascal's a little injured, but shouldn't be too hard of a fight. It is a single Strigoi. So these guys hit for 52 and inflict Restlessness, which spells cost additional mana. And then if it stacks up to 3 times, it causes a permanent affliction of insomnia, which needs to be cured in a bed. So it's not good to have them hit you multiple times in a row. Luckily, armor deflects their attacks, so no problem. And because Locke is so fast, Locke can cast armor before the Strigoi can cast Restlessness, which is really important. That's why speed is so absolutely crucial on Earthcasters. Because if they're slow, they get hit before they armor themselves up. So I'll walk away from this fight without taking any damage, it seems, which is awesome. Oh, and he's even going to get the killing blow. Rock on. Alright, I am going to jump into the next fight because we didn't take any damage, so I'm just going to fill mana before the battle and go straight into 2 fights. Burn in a little minute oil. Alright, so 3 Framites, we're definitely taking damage here. But this should be a pretty easy fight too. I'm gonna try to kill this one before it... Oh, I won't do enough damage, never mind. Because poor Drake is not a very powerful mage. Fire mages sometimes at high levels can do redonkulous damage, but poor Drake is not a high level powerful fire mage, so the giant amounts of damage that they potentially can do is obviously just not realized. Like, in one of my other saves, my fire mage can do 400 damage in a spell, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Whereas he's doing like 25 damage or 50 damage in a spell, they can become super strong. Under the right circumstances. I don't want to spoil it, but not all of them will be that strong. This will be the last round. So I'm just using the rejuvenation potions so I don't have any injuries. And done. So this is what I wanted to get to. This is exactly what I wanted to unlock. And I'll take a look at it in just a second. I just wanted to haul some stuff away. First, the Oraculum of Power. So, if I have 25 Phoenix Flowers and 25 Ice Petals, I can make my students more powerful to add a permanent power buff on them. It can only be done by students, and I wanted to get here before Pascal and Kai became faculty so that they could have more power from this. Actually, I would say Kai doesn't really matter. Not really. I mean, I'll do it with him if I can afford it, but Pascal is really important because he is going to be more powerful, I think. There are, a little spoiler here, there are two Oraculums. One is of power and one is of mana. And I didn't know which one this was going to be, but this is the power one. So what I want to do is harvest Phoenix flowers and ice flowers so I can run Pascal through that. And maybe Kai as well, if I have extra reagents. But again, less important because A, we might not keep him if he's too fuzzy, and B, dark magic is not very powerful in combat. But let's also have him finish up his lantern. So why it's so easy to do is I can restore my mana off of the lantern and then charge the lantern again, right? Like, I could just... Anyone that needs mana can keep doing that. So lanterns are very easy to just keep going with over and over and over. Like that. Alright, shield. You are harvesting wormweeds. Let's lower the priority for that. Harvest the things we need for the Oraculum of Power. And it stopped raining, which is going to make my life a lot easier. So now I'm going to set harvest to high priority for everyone, just so that I can run those power rituals. Prioritizing the ice and the phoenix. Ice and fire. He's pretty close to being fully trained. Kai is not. Kai has more wiggle room because he only has 3 out of 6 dark. Whereas Pascal has 4 out of 5 lightning. It's also because Cathanon's been teaching. And Cathanon has higher lightning skill, whereas I don't really have anyone that is capable of teaching dark. So we're better at teaching lightning because we already have lightning faculty. Which is why Pascal outpaced Kai, for the most part. That would be the primary reason. Some of it was just like the time they're spending in classes. And now that solo learning is done, I can delete the schedule from Kai. Because he doesn't require solo learning, so that both students can be on the same schedule, and I can put their schedules back to classes. There. Okay, I have enough for the Might Ritual, so we'll have Kai, or Pascal rather, go do one. The other thing that's important... Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I want him to eat. Because it takes a while to go through those rituals, and if he's really, really hungry, he might have a conviction break during it, which would not be good. Because it takes a few hours to get through them, especially if it takes a while to haul. So another thing that you could consider doing, I'm not right now, but you could hypothetically place a chest here that had a limit of 25 ice petals, 25 phoenix flowers, and have that chest be on high priority, so the reagents to run the Oraculum of Power is stored right next to the Oraculum of Power, saving whoever is doing the ritual from a lot of hauling. Because there's obviously a lot of hauling involved. So that's not going to help me this time. But what I could do is I can make a chest here so that for future rituals, the reagents are stored adjacent to the ritual. It's not to say that the student is necessarily going to, their first load of petals or flowers might not come from that chest, but the second one likely will, because they'll be standing next to it. And as you can see, I'm filling it up like 4 and 9 at a time, because that's the stack size that we're finding. So it takes a very long time to do these rituals if the materials aren't stored together and close. So this chest will help out a lot for future students aiming to do the ritual. So in order to do that, contents, we can clear all, go ice petals, and do a maximum of 25. And then do phoenix flowers, maximum of 25, and have this chest be at highest priority of 5. So if there is any ice petals or phoenix flowers to be stored, they are guaranteed to be stored there first. And that's what Shield just did, is he's grabbing ice petals and storing in there. And then if I want to make sure that all the ice petals that are available are stored down there, I can just go through all the ice petals that are on the map tile and all the phoenix flowers that are on the map tile, and if they're stored in a chest, kick them out. Because generally speaking, if they're already in a chest, people aren't going to take them out of the chest and store them somewhere smarter. They're just going to leave them in there. So this sort of forces them to move them. So now Shield is hauling ice petals to be stored where they're needed most. And Pascal is still moving materials for this. This is how long it takes if you don't have them stored close. It's a real pain. And in all that time, his conviction's plummeting because he hasn't recreated and he's getting sleepy and hungry and, you know. But there we go. So then once it's started, it takes 3 hours. And then once it's done, he'll be more powerful. So his power right now is at 19, and this should boost it up to 29, I think, which is pretty good. Pretty good. And yes, each student can only do it once, and only students can do it. So now if I go back, he isn't an option here, because he's already gone through it. And then if I go and mouse over his power, you can see the modifiers of his power. Boosted Wisdom, Warrior Spirit, Placid Serenity, and Powerful. And Powerful is that power boost. So he is ready to graduate. If I... Ooh. Here we go. A little bit more power. I'm about to fulfill my 15th lantern. Boom. Done. So now I have a power of 39. This dude is ready to slay. His lightning bolts do 64 damage. When he gets bolt level 3, which he'll get at lightning level 5, his lightning bolts will do 89 damage. So this is the power, pun kind of intended, of investing very heavily in students so that they can become as strong as possible, so that when they become faculty, or when they are, when they're involved in fights, they're very, very strong. He also has an air of 4, which is pretty good for assembly. So when he becomes a staff member, his assembly will be very, very good. He'll be able to assemble things effectively. Kai's Doesn't really have other schools of magic that are all that useful. Generally, I think for me, mentally, the threshold is kind of level 4, because there's a lot of things that require level 3 or 4. So if you aren't level 3 or 4, and for nature, it's 4. If you aren't level 4 in nature, it doesn't really matter if you're 3. It's not helpful. What is the top power I've achieved when playing? Somewhere in the low triple digits, I think. Raven Cult and Shattered have a pretty high base, and Wolfkin have a high base power. And so, like, if you can imagine Kai here fulfilling his solo Dark Learner for an extra 40, that brings his 20 to 40. And then this would bring it from, or 20 to 60, rather. And then the Oraculum of Power would bring it to 70. And then you could easily imagine that his other trials were also like 10 power here, 10 power there, bringing it up to about 100. So 100, 120, somewhere in that range would be like a lot of investment, but possible. Because if Pascal was a Wolfkin or something like that, that 39 would be like a 59. Lightning is not necessarily a school that really benefits off of high power, because they have single attack. The multi-attack is what benefits more. Multi-attack would be nature, dark, air. But any power is good, right? Any power is going to be useful in combat, even if he's not benefiting from it the most. We have a lot of cleanup to do. Also, the Phoenix Flowers and Ice Petals that I kicked out of storage, because I kicked them out of storage, weren't set to be stored. So I'm going to set them up to be stored again, so they're actually put away where they belong. It's crazy to me that Susan doesn't even know how to clean yet, because you need level 1 water to clean. So Susan doesn't even have level 1 water trained. Susan, you lazy. You're a lazy Susan. We have a fogging incarnation coming. Priority, hunt, highest priority. Yeah, power is power after all. But definitely, really high power on Kai would be more useful, given that Miasma is attack all enemies. That power gets kind of multiplied times 4 if you have 4 enemies in a battle. Whereas, you know, Pascal only has attacked single enemies at a time, so can't benefit off of power all that much. And the nature abilities have attack like 2 people at once. You know, air abilities help a multi-strike. So there's some spells benefit from power a lot more than others. So this dorm is being haunted, which is fine. We did 42% damage. It's not bad. Let's just jump into the battle. Ooh, it's a scythe. The Gale. Okay. So, this thing in front is really dangerous. It does 90 damage and then grants 25 power to allies when it attacks. So it is super vicious and needs to be killed ASAP. So now, this Belcher is doing extra damage as a result of... And in fact, on next attack, it will be fatal. Unless I one-shot it with our mage, which is what I'm going to do. Because Pascal got so strong, Pascal can just one-tap that Belcher, mitigating its vicious damage. So, use Rejuvenation Potion. And armor up as much as you can, because this thing hits like a truck. Hits like 2 trucks. Very happy that I was able to one-tap the Belcher. And also, like, super, super useful that the amount of damage that we did to the fog coming in was enough to be able to one-shot it. Otherwise, Locke would have gone down again, which would have sucked. But no, we win with no one getting knocked out. Locke's hurt, but I can cure that with drugs. Drug 1, and actually, you know what? You're only 10 in the hole. Don't drink that second one. Just rest it off. So we'll get that in an hour or two. How far are we away? So we're 15 ice petals and 7 phoenix flowers away from the second Oraculum. I don't have those things available to me yet. But if we get them, I wouldn't mind giving them to Kai. We also have ice petals that are being cultivated, but they haven't been assembled. So I'm going to raise the assembly priority much higher because we've just been sitting on it, not doing it, which is bad form. Susan just got eager to learn. Nice. So now she just needs participate in ritual full, which is actually something that we're not going to do, really. Because I don't want her involved in the repel fog, because she is a 1 level 1, whereas the others have 1 level 3. So she can't repel very well. Can y'all clean this real messy? In fact, shield, high priority clean, please. And assembly, board drake, high level assembly. So we can get those other planters. Yep. Even with high level clean, we still got an ooze. That's what I was trying to avoid. Oh, another fog? Are you kidding? Just chill, game. Jesus. So one thing that is sometimes useful is when you see your people going to the fog incantations, if they don't have a lot of mana, like in the case of Locke here, it's worth restoring their mana because they're just going to get there, cast 1 attack spell, and then be out of mana and have to return back to base to refill, meaning that they've spent most of their time walking and very little of their time fighting, which is to say not useful at all. So we'll try to do as much damage to this thing, and it is haunting the auditorium. So I move the mana lantern here from there so that we can refill more easily to be able to do more damage to the fog to mitigate its danger. So 43%, even better than last time. It's probably the same Scythe Belcher combo, I'd guess, but we'll see in a second. Oh my god, what are you doing? Oh, you're grabbing the potions, yeah. That's good. If Pascal was on the other side of this, I wouldn't have been able to get the potions, because the other 3 are cut off from the potions, so Pascal's walking into the fight with the potions that we wanted. And yep, I was right. It's the same Scythe Belcher combo. The nasty duo. So I know that that Pascal can one-shot the Belcher, so I'm gonna have Pascal kill the Belcher and everyone else focus on the Scythe. I think we'll be able to kill it this round, so I'm going to top up my health. And right, let's see. 45. Yeah, we'll be able to kill it this round. So I'm not even going to armor myself. I'm going to instead do damage. Because that extra damage is enough to kill it without having to tank one more round. So that was even better handled than the one before, I think. We came away with no one injured. And I think this is a good place to end the stream. Thank you for tuning in to Mind Over Magic, which originally streamed live on Twitch April 2nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow mages.